Welcome back to another episode of SMS Games Talk, and this is WWE 2K25, OTC trailer screenshots and news, and I am very, very excited to get into this. So, was there no ropes on that ring? Yeah, so we are doing the Roman Reigns.
No one in over 35 years has held a world title longer than Roman Reigns.
Oh, I love this. Yeah, so we are getting the Roman Reigns showcase.
This is my ring, my WWE. Who can stop the head of the table? Roman Reigns, what could this possibly mean for the bloodline?
Consequences need change.
Solo Sikoa has built an unstoppable machine. Roman Reigns
that's looking a bit more fluid.
At the altar
Seems
of Solo.
looks a bit more smooth.
Rising from the ashes.
Yeah, it looks a bit more smooth. Like the gameplay. I love that.
The tribal chief runs
The red cell and everything. Little Seth Shield. You just got off the barricade.
One of the all-time
Wouldn't be a 2K trailer without the Undertaker doing a toe slam, right? I love that. Here we go with the island.
This is my yard now.
Holy shit. Oh,
Acknowledge me.
the White Six. Okay, all right. We gotta run it back to the start. I'm gonna turn the volume down. That is so cool. All right, we're gonna start off with. And I thought I saw that. The no ropes on the ring there. Hold on, let me try and zoom up. Yeah, the no ropes on the ring. So that's the underground match. I honestly did not think that they were going to do that. I thought maybe they were going to do the I Quit match or the strap match, the Inferno match. I did not see them doing the underground match. That's really, really cool, by the way. I love what they're doing. So are they NPCs or are they just like WWE superstars with casual clothes on? I don't know. Maybe it could be NPCs, I think. Yeah, it would make more sense if it was. I don't know. But that still looks really, really cool, though. I love that in the OTC. Updated Trons there for Roman. That's really cool. I love that. Definitely, they've done the update. You know, the yearly update where the game always I'm just going to scale through to the end. Yeah. What I will say about the... So, take it beyond the ring. The island of relevancy. I do agree with them when it comes to putting it on the next gen consoles or current gen, whatever you want. I see it as current gen. I do agree with that. Putting it on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. The only thing I don't agree with that is them not putting it on PC. That, to me, wasn't the smartest business decision from 2K's standpoint. I don't know why they didn't. Maybe because they thought the servers would run too slow. Or the online would crash if there was too many from different platforms. Like just having it be PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, you know, it's having enough players on the online servers enough. If you add PC to it, it's probably going to overwhelm. I don't know. You know, that could just be total nonsense. It could just be bullshit. I don't know. But I'm just thinking that maybe they're just testing the waters with that, saying we're only going to put PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. We don't want PC gamers on it because we don't want to overwhelm the servers. And that's probably the reason why, is because you've got so many different people from the different platforms all on the one server. Think about it. You've got people from PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Xbox One, PC, all on the same online server at once. It's what probably causes the servers to be slow, to lag. So I'm hoping that this only being PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series is like testing it. And then next year, if they're going to continue to call it the Island of Relevancy, or maybe they just call it the Island, maybe, I don't know. But it being centered around Roman Reigns, but I'll get into the island more later on in this video. But just saying, I do agree with it being on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, making that jump to paying attention now to current gen consoles or next gen consoles. It makes sense. But not having PC, if it's because of server issues, I kind of understand, but either I'm still happy with the fact that I'm on PlayStation 5, so I still get the island relevancy, so I still get everything. I'm very happy with that. And then we've got the covers, which the standard edition, Steam leaked that. That was official. I wasn't going to think anything until 2K came out and actually officially announced that this was the cover, which they did. At first glance, I didn't really like the standard edition cover, but then the more I look at it, and the more when you put it up against the Dead Man and the Bloodline edition, makes total sense. Actually looks pretty good. For its own thing, it looks pretty good. Like, you had this huge color splash with Cody Rhodes and everything, but now you've got Roman Reigns, and it actually suits him. It really does. The cover suits, it looks really nice. And then the Dead Man edition. So I thought we were going to get, because of, Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, I thought we were actually going to get maybe Liv Morgan and Tiffany Stratton. They could hold that back for next year or something, or maybe it was just a 2K24 thing. But the Dead Man edition, absolutely love it. Also the color being, Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair for 2K24. And that was all like pink and stuff because of Bianca. Now we've gone to purple because of The Undertaker. I love the Dead Man Edition's cover. I love the fact we're getting a Dead Man Edition. Last time we got anything The Undertaker related was the Phenom Edition in WWE 2K14. But you got all the DLC, you got the controller sticker, and you also got that steel casket as well, which was, and the signed picture from The Undertaker. That was really cool. I love that. And we got the American Badass version of The Undertaker, got the Phenom version, there's so many versions of The Undertaker. And we have so many versions of The Undertaker now, I just feel like they could double down on it, and definitely make sure we got the current version of The Undertaker, American Badass version, where you've got the updated Trons, and they can actually have Kid Rock's theme be in it as well. Instead of using that Big Evil theme, we can actually have American Badass playing. That would be awesome. We got Disturbed with Stone Cold in 2K24 for the 40 years of WrestleMania, and that was awesome. I was so hoping we got that. I don't want them to take that out, by the way. Keep Austin's Disturbed theme in the game, please. Glass Shatters, we just need that. Hell Freezes Over, or whatever it's called. Not the first version of his theme, but the second one that Jim Johnson did. The current one that he still uses. And Disturbed, that's all I need from Austin's theme songs. And then all I need is a couple of versions, the Phenom, the Dead Man, the Dark Side, and then you just put the American Badass in there. And you can even put Big Evil in there too for it being the Phenom edition. I expect to have all of The Undertaker's theme songs from over the years. All the different American Badass theme songs that he used. Thinking, well, it's a Dead Man edition. What I mean by double down is just double down on top of what we already got, what we didn't get in 2K24. Definitely make sure we got that now with the Dead Man edition of 2K25. And the Bloodline edition, that is looking super, super cool. I love what they did with the family tree thing with The Rock at WrestleMania 40's kickoff. How we were showing that Bloodline family tree and they went for that style. Honestly, that is really, really cool. And we even seen it with the little 3D graphic at one stage with the Bloodline making their entrance, like Roman Reigns' Bloodline, and you saw it and it was like this red version of this family tree thing. Honestly, from the art style perspective, the Bloodline edition is looking really, really cool. But my favorite cover that gets the win for me this year is the Dead Man edition. I don't know. There's just something about it. The Undertaker doing his little head tilt with the hat. The moon in the background being purple. Purple's my favorite color. That's probably got something to do with it. But also the fact that I just feel like it's the Undertaker. So there's that instant nostalgia that's linked to it. You know, I love what they did with the Bloodline edition. That is a really cool cover. I'm not discrediting that at all. I'm just saying the Dead Man edition, that gets the win. That's the best cover for me. So that's really cool. And then we go into getting the white 6-pack. So pre-order WWE 2K25 and receive the white 6-pack plus WWE 2K24 digital edition. That has me a bit like, what? Like at first I thought, oh, we're getting the white 6 in 2K24 and 2K25. Because I'm like, no, they wouldn't give you 2K24 when we've already spent a full year playing it. And for new players, why would they splash so much cash on a new game they haven't played before? You know? And I guess it's good for people who are making the jump, who are still playing 2K19 or still playing 2K22 or 23. They get 2K24 and 2K25 in one hit if they pre-order it. But still, like if they pre-order 2K25, but still, to me, I don't really find it necessary that we needed the full 2K24 game, especially when PlayStation Plus recently put 2K24 on there for free, like as part of the PlayStation Plus. You know, so it just doesn't make, I don't know, it kind of doesn't make sense to me. Like, I guess it's good, yay, but it really could have done with something else. I guess, like, if that, or maybe not. Like, it's a good added bonus, you know, definitely getting a bit more. But I don't know, maybe they're just giving it away because it was on PlayStation Plus for free, so, like, not too long ago. I guess that's the reason why they're doing it. But they're going to shut all the online stuff down in January next year anyway, so, like, I don't know. I guess it's a win because you're getting 2K24 and 2K25, but still, like, do they not think a lot of their veteran players... I guess it's just for all the new people coming in or whatever who are interested. But having the white 6, I'm very 50-50 on it. I do see it as it's a bit bullshit that we have to pay extra for the white 6 who should have just been in the base game. They've been in WWE for about a year now, so... You know, did the whole thing with American Made and the Final Testament. They're now being traded to SmackDown. So, see what they do with them there. But I reckon that, like, it would be absolutely criminal that they have the white 6 as DLC for 2K25 and they don't do anything with them for WrestleMania. Like, nah. They're definitely gonna, that would be criminal if they didn't. You know, but this is awesome. Still really, really cool. You know, like, I don't, anything Bray Wyatt, white 6 related, it's a shut up and take my money thing. Even if I know it's a waste of money and it's not really worth it, I'm still going to say shut up and take my money. It's Bray Wyatt, it's the white 6, it's whatever to do with that. Instantly take my money. Like, I don't care, right? So just like with the Becoming Immortal version of The Fiend and what they did for a bit of a surprise bonus DLC for 2K24, I hope I hope this is the thing. When it comes to DLC, I hope that all of the previous year's DLC is in the next iteration of the game. So everything we got for 2K24, I'm hoping they chuck in 2K25. Like, we still got the normal Fiend, the original Fiend, and the Becoming Immortal Fiend. We still get all the versions of Bray Wyatt. We still get all the versions of The Undertaker. Doubled down with the Dead Man edition. We're still getting all the... like old versions of Ray and John Cena, you know, and Batista and Triple H, like, you know what I mean? And the previous versions of CM Punk, the SCS version, you know, Burn in This Light, that was Randy Orton's. We didn't get that yet. I hope we do get that, actually. This Fire Burns, actually. You know what I mean? Like, I hope we get all of that. So, like, even Rob Van Dam and everything. And with that TNA contract, that's going to be really cool. Anyway, super love the White 6 being a DLC pack. And the Bloodline edition, the Dead Man edition, honestly, marketing did really good in terms of giving all this to us. I feel spoiled, I really do. You know, I more than love it. But now that we get into the first screenshot, and it's Roman Reigns, as you see, that is looking really cool. Like, I love it every year. When you, like, look at that. I love that. That model, of course, Roman Reigns would have one of the best models, if not the best model in the game. But if they make almost every model look like that in the game, And I know that not every model is going to look this polished and this clean, but that is looking superb. Like, really, come on. That is really, really good facial scanning. Like, really, really good. I know some people have whinged and complained about Roman Reigns not having the grey in his beard. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Like, would it be a little bit of like a, you know, modern touch on the facial scanning if they actually did that? Yes, but at the same time, it would be great if they did that. But this is still, you can't whinge about this. This is like perfection, you know, practically this is looking so cool. I love that. And then we got Roman Reigns and CM Punk, and them doing a little bit of an update to CM Punk's model, his face and everything, updated facial hair and all the rest of it. Like, honestly, I reckon these models are going to pop really nicely in the game. There's one thing seeing screenshots and trailers on YouTube for it, but when you play it in game, whether it's on PC, whether it's on PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series, like, honestly, it's going to look really, really, really good in game. I reckon these models and 2K always has that effect. Every time you play a new version of the newest WWE 2K game, the models and the entrances and the lighting, it always looks a bit better. Not so much better, but still a bit more superior, a bit more better, even though it's literally the same shit. But they still update the models and that shines through. You can still see that it's updated. It's more, even if not much more, still, even if it's like a tad bit more, it still looks more clean, more polished. See Roman Reigns and CM Punk here. Loving the attire on Punk too, by the way. Solo and getting our first looks at the Bloodline, or the new Bloodline. I love them, what they're doing. They put Tangaloa in, El Botchaloa, as everyone calls him. And Jacob Fatu. His model's looking really, really cool. Jacob's looking really, really cool. Like, that is... And then you got Tangaloa. I love what they did. The facial scanning on this, you can tell it's a lot more better. Even the facial hair on Solo, like, you see it. You know, it's sort of starting to get into like individual strands of hair that they're paying that much detail, that much attention to detail, I should say. And then you got as he likes to say, good old. Well, you got the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, and then you got what do I call him? The Tongan, not Tongan werewolf, the rabid Tongan, Tangaloa. God, him and Jacob Fatu are getting so much good character development now. But these models are looking super clean. I can't, seriously, this is looking so good. The Rock, I reckon his model, God, why does The Rock always look like he's got an egg head? He doesn't look like that in real life. Maybe it might just be the screenshot or whatever, but he looks like he's got an egg head. Like, honestly, why does his head look so fucking pointy for? He's still looking really good. Finally, we got, as The Rock would say, finally, we got the updated version of The Rock with the updated tattoo, updated final boss entrance. That's going to be really awesome, just like Naomi's entrance is going to look really cool. Like, there's a lot of entrances that are going to look really good. I hope they put Jey Uso's crowd entrance in. Come on, that would be criminal if they didn't. If they just kept it to the same entrance with Jey. Like, they should have him come through the crowd yeeting. Like, that's his thing. He does that every week on Raw now. Make his crowd entrance in the game. Please do that, and don't do a scrappy version of it. Just spend your time. That's going to look cool. If they do Jey Uso's crowd entrance with everyone yeeting, that's going to look awesome. The Rock's final boss entrance, and it looks like he's still got the same Trons too, by the way, if you look at that in the background. It looks like he's got the same Trons, so I hope maybe they do that sort of like lightning effect and everything. But still awesome to see The Rock be updated. And as you see there, oh, that just skipped out. Let's go back to The Rock. It's very quick. So I've got to get it in there before it changes over. There we go. And as you see there, he has the People's Championship, which the screenshot doesn't really do much for it. Gonna have to see it in game. But yeah. I'm still happy they gave him the People's Championship anyway. That's looking really cool. Now, the White Six. Oh, this is looking really, really good. These models are looking almost lifelike in these screenshots. Seriously. That is what makes me super excited. Really, really happy. That is looking so cool. I'm loving that. So you got Eric Rowan as Ramblin' Rabbit in the background. Joe Gacy, Huskus the Pig Boy. Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy. And that, look at his face. Like, the amount of detail in that. As I said, if these screenshots and the gameplay trailers and stuff, if the trailers and screenshots are looking this good, imagine what it's going to look like when you play it in the game. Like, it is going to look really, really cool. And then, of course, you've got Mercy the Buzzard, Dexter Lumis. I love that mask. I absolutely love that mask. That is looking creepy and awesome. Oh, I love it. And then, you can't really see, but Nikki Cross as Abby the Witch. That is cool. I am loving that. And I love how when she takes her mask off too, it's like the same as her mask, but it's the makeup of it underneath. That is so cool. But them doing their entrance, that is just awesome. And with the updated arenas too, and the lighting and everything, you know that this entrance is just going to be one of a kind. Like, it's going to be really, really cool. And good old Jacob. So we've got another look. This isn't the most flattering screenshot they could have taken. Like, you know, they could have done like a little bit like, but it's still like the amount of detail though on his face. It still looks like his model is looking super clean though. I gotta say, from the hair, from everything. Intergender matches. We got to talk about the intergender matches. Randy Orton, Nia Jax, Dom, Rhea, whoever you want. The fact that they've really let the restrictions off and they're saying like, you know, because I thought it was going to have restrictions. I thought you're only going to be able to use certain superstars with certain female superstars. It's going to be very restricted. It's only going to be restricted to one-on-one matches. They've opened up the whole thing. They saw what AEW Fight Forever did and they just opened up the full thing. Any female can verse any male in any match type. They also said they're going to have intergender championships, which is going to be very interesting to see how they integrate that. Like, I know how they're going to integrate it, but it's still going to be like very... That means if you make a WWE Hardcore Championship or the 24/7 Championship, you know, you don't need to make two separate versions, one for male, one for female. You can just make an intergender version of it, which means that females can go for the hardcore title or the 24/7 championship or whatever, you know, you can do that. You can have females versus males for the hardcore championship, for example. That would be really, really awesome. That I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, I like how they did the whole Randy Orton and Nia Jax thing, because they know all Randy Orton seems to do when he gets around Nia Jax is just grab her by the neck and RKO it. I love how they did that. Honestly, in the Raw set in the background, we got Dom and Rhea. Now, what I love about this is the LED barricade damage that's being taken. I love that. I love how when you Irish whip them in, you see that bit of damage there. And even on the other side, you see that it's taking damage now, which means the LED barricades are going to have a lot more attention to detail. They're going to have a lot more detail with the individual light panels that get damaged. That is really cool, and I'm hoping that we can do that with the Titantron, the Minitron on the stage as well, where it flickers and it glitches out. Even with the ring posts, I'm hoping that when you do that, it glitches out and you see visible damage on it, but you also see them glitch out and have that effect where you're stuffing with it. And the more you Irish whip and the more you do damage to these LED panels, the more damage they get. And you may see pieces break off them, or, start to crack like glass or something, and then like parts of the barricade just will stop working and black out and have the glitch effect. Where the other part of the barricade will be fine because it hasn't taken any damage, but the one part that keeps taking damage will have pieces fall off it, or the LED lights get damaged. I just want to see that. I just want to see like LED barricades get damaged. Better than AEW Fight Forever. I want to see them actually have a little bit more realistic damage. I guess I'm asking a bit too much, but I love that though. And I love the intergender matches, honestly. People are saying it's not a big thing. I'm not trying to make a big thing out of it. I'm just saying I love the fact that they've brought that into the game though, because it's just less restrictions is better on anything. On creations, create a championship, Money in the Bank, arena, entrances, movesets, you name it, superstar. Less restrictions on creations and less restrictions on matches. And this is what I'm talking about. It's not about the fact, oh, I'm a big tough male and I can battle a female. No, it's not about that at all. It's about, or I can abuse a female or whatever. It's a wrestling game, for fuck's sake. You know, people need to let their hair down and realize these are female wrestlers. They can go just as hard, if not more harder than even the males. You know, and maybe you can play as Nia Jax and get some revenge on all the RKOs Randy Orton gave you. And then you can be Rhea and finally beat the crap out of Dom and give him what you won't see in real life. Which they should give you a Rhea Ripley versus Dominic Mysterio match in real life. Like, come on. But they say, oh, he's a male, he's more tougher than... No. They put it in the video game. We should see that in real life. That'd be really cool, right? See Rhea kick the crap out of Dom. But I guess if you can't see it in real life, you can simulate it in the game. So that's what I really like about them taking the restrictions off and doing the intergender stuff. That's what makes me very excited for it. And then we have the promos come back. That, at first glance, I'm like rolling my eyes. I'm like, they're going to stuff it like they did last time. The thing is, I loved the promos in Universe mode, I did, but I hate how it was on a timed event, how you had that line, it was timed. You know, so you had to read very, very quickly and they gave you multiple options and you had to read very quickly. And it didn't really branch off to anything interesting because it was always the same crap. Every single time, the same superstars would be cutting the same boring ass promos. And it got boring very quickly. And being timed, I couldn't stand it. When you had that red line and you'd have to make a decision and it would go very quickly. And it's like, well, hold on a second. Like, I'm still reading. I'm down to you're giving me 5 options. I'm still reading the second one. And then the time's out and you stand there like a potato, like an idiot. And it's like, oh, it didn't say anything. It's like, well, I didn't have time to fucking read it because the timeout event happened. This is so much more better from the looks of it. You see Becky Lynch here. And it says, as you can read here, I got to talk up the crowd and win them over. How should I handle my next match to get the spotlight all on me? I'm going to win the next match, or I'm going to pull off a win with a challenge. And I love the fact that it doesn't look like there's any time, there's no timeout event. You can literally sit there for as long as you want. And they're 2 easy options. You can read that easy. You know, I love that. It's more easier on the eyes. You don't have a timeout event. You can also, so it's not on a time restraint. And you can pick one of 2 options. You know, some of them may have multiple options that branch off and do different things, lead different cutscenes and stuff, which honestly is awesome. And even when you have somebody come out and interrupt you, that looked like trash. It was the same genetic motion. Everyone did the same thing. Whether it was a female superstar or a male superstar, no matter who it was. You know, you had Andre the Giant come out to interrupt Hulk Hogan in the middle of a promo, and he would look confused and he looked all over the place. It wasn't. So I'm hoping if you get interrupted in promos, it's like they actually look more normal than just coming out and being like, oh, I'm confused. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing out here, you know, sort of thing. But yeah, no, I love the return of promos in Universe mode. And with the way that they're going about it now, it looks like they go over things and they not completely overhaul it, but they give it the refresh it should have been from the start. Everything 2K20 and previous was all the same shit. They didn't care about working on these things and making them better. Past 2K20, so 2K22 onwards, everything they've added has honestly been not the best, but it's been quite polished, and it's like special guest referee. They could do better with it. Casket matches and ambulance matches, they could add more to it. Even war games, they could add more to it. But in its current state, it still works very good. And the returning of these promos, I honestly reckon is going to be like, it's not going to annoy me like it did previously. You know, this is actually going to be a good welcome change, a good welcome comeback. And I'm actually looking forward to it. I reckon I'm actually going to be able to finally have fun with promos in Universe mode for once. I'm happy it's back. I'm happy it's back and they've done it right this time by the looks of it. So we got that, intergender matches, return of promos. And there's Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes, the Underground match. That went a bit too fast. I was talking too much. The Underground match, that is looking really, really cool. I love the lighting. There we go. I'm loving the lighting on it, honestly. To have its own special little unique thing there with the lighting like it is in real life. And yes, they are NPCs, so they're not WWE superstars. They're just random NPCs that I guess would, and I heard something about they would be slapping their hands on the mat and everything, and it's got its own gameplay mechanics for this match. I'm really excited for this Underground match though. I reckon it's really, and when you get close to where the ropes would be, when you get close to the ring apron, and it sort of does its own thing, you don't just fall off awkwardly. It does its own thing there where it looks good, very fluid. And that's what I like, when things run smoothly. It doesn't look awkward, doesn't look glitchy. It just does it nice and smooth with the animations. And I reckon this is going to be really cool. I reckon this match is going to be a lot of fun. And then we got the Island of Relevancy. And I have a bit to say, so we got the island. We'll read about it first and then I'll go back into it. So, the island. For the first time in franchise history, step outside the ropes onto the island for PS5 and Xbox Series X. In this immersive WWE themed world, complete quests, take on challenges, compete in live events, and upgrade and customize your My Superstar through multiple storyline chapters. Fight to join the original tribal chief Roman Reigns at the head of the table. That is awesome. I'm going to go back to the screenshot of the island. There it is. I'll zoom out a bit. A little bit more. There we go. The Island of Relevancy. Honestly, and also just from them calling it the island in the information, I reckon that they're going to... That was good because they're calling it the Island of Relevancy in 2K25. So then in 2K26, they can just call it the island. So I reckon I'll call it the island of whatever the game, whatever superstar the game's themed around. If it's CM Punk, it could be the island of the best in the world or something. Or the island of greatness. Something like that, you know? Or they could just keep it to the island. Is your progression going to cover over which I reckon they will? Definitely, there's no way they're going to put the island in and take it out in 2K26. It's something they're going to build on. This is something where I was hoping this is what it was. Because there was some rumors going around saying that the Island of Relevancy wasn't actually going to be an island. It wasn't going to be like a open world thing where you could walk around and complete challenges. I heard rumors that it was going to be like Defeat the Streak mode. The Island of Relevancy was just going to be called that, which was going to be Defeat the Tribal Chief mode. Which honestly, if it became that, I would have been really upset. I would have been mad. Would have been frustrated. It would have pissed me off because I would have said, no, I don't want that. I don't want a Defeat the Roman Reigns mode. Defeat the Streak for The Undertaker in WWE 2K14, part of the 30 years of WrestleMania mode. That worked so well because it was unexpected, plus the streak was very, very relevant and made so much sense to do that at the time. But a Defeat the Tribal Chief thing, with what's going on now and just the current product of everything with this Bloodline storyline, no. To me, it wouldn't have sit right with me. I would have said that didn't make much sense. But the Island of Relevancy and what they're going for, sort of an open world thing, I get it. They have it online, microtransactions up the arse. You know it's going to be that, right? But I reckon this is going to be very interesting. I just want to be able to import my custom superstar from Creative Superstar, which I'm hoping they do. That's the obvious thing. They should. If they don't, it's going to be very frustrating. Having to create your own superstar just to be like, well, I wanted to use the one that I already created. Why can't I just import it like My Rise you know. Like, I'm very happy that we get My Rise with the Island Irrelevancy mode. Like, honestly, I reckon that's very cool. I reckon this is going to be very interesting. I reckon this is going to be a lot of fun. Honestly, I do. I reckon this is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited for it. I'm happy it wasn't the defeat the Roman Reigns Tribal Chief mode, that it did turn out to be this. So, yeah, let's look at. So we got the island information. Then we get into the next screenshot, being the Bloodlines Dynasty. The all-new showcase hosted by the wise man Paul Heyman celebrates one of the most iconic wrestling family dynasties, the Bloodline, featuring Roman Reigns, The Rock, Yokozuna, Jacob Fatu, and more. Relive historic showdowns or flip the script and change the outcome of select matchups, plus experience dream matches between members of the Bloodline and WWE superstars and legends. That sounds like they have completely done 2K Showcase right. The way that it's supposed to be. That they always try and now do something new, like with John Cena's showcase. They said instead of playing as John Cena, you play as his opponents, the ones, and you go through and do all John Cena's defeats instead of all his wins. And I like that, right? In 40 years of WrestleMania, the showcase of the Immortals, that was all right, but the slingshot tech from real life video footage to, you know, to back, like, I didn't like that. Nobody liked the slingshot tech, just like nobody likes my faction, you know. So with showcase being the Bloodlines Dynasty, I reckon this is going to be very interesting. But there is that part of me that's like, well, you know, we've just went the past 4 years. We know the story of the Bloodline. We watched it all. But that's where they've made showcase interesting, because they say you can change the outcome though. So maybe we get unique cutscenes for what happens if at WrestleMania 40 Cody Rhodes didn't finish his story and Roman actually won. And they give you unique cutscenes sort of thing, right? I don't think it's going to branch off into its own little story, honestly. I don't reckon they're doing that. That's a bit too much. But for it to be where you can change the outcome and get a unique cutscene for it, I reckon that's really cool. That's where it's like, well, yeah, you guys just spent 4 years watching this, but there's always that, what if it was different? What if Cody Rhodes didn't finish his story? What if it was The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, hypothetically, you know, and that never happened? And then being able to have like Solo Sikoa versus Umaga, and having Yokozuna versus Jacob Fatu, you know, and being able to have, you know, even Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa versus the Usos, but the first version, the debut version of the Usos. You know, things like that, if they do things like that and also being able to change the outcome of it, you know, that what if this happened instead of this, makes Showcase more interesting this year, in my opinion, which I reckon is awesome. So what's up next? We got My GM goes worldwide. Take your show on the road and challenge friends worldwide in the enhanced My GM for WWE 2K25. Now with online multiplayer for up to 4 players, draft WWE superstars and legends to your weekly show's roster and lead your brand multiple week seasons with a bigger selection of general managers, cross-brand PLEs, and more. Okay, I'm not somebody who really gets into My GM. I reckon they're making My GM online. I reckon that's a fun new element to it. Even though I don't really get into it because I'm a universe mode guy, I reckon with My GM, look, whatever they do with it is always welcome change, is always a welcome update, so I can appreciate what they're doing there. Honestly, I reckon for the people who are very heavy into My GM are going to absolutely love this. Having more general managers, you know, Nick Aldis. I know Adam Pearce was in 2K24, but having Nick Aldis as well. And just branching off, and what I love about my GM is the fact that they let you to do your own general manager too, have your own custom superstar in there, you know, so you can literally have anybody you want. You can have Paul Heyman, Teddy Long, Stephanie McMahon, Eric Bischoff, Triple H, Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis. You know, the only person you can't have is Vince McMahon, but you could go on Community Creations and have that as a custom superstar as your general manager. Hell, if you wanted Brock Lesnar, you can have him as a custom general manager in my GM. But taking it, as I say, my GM goes worldwide, taking it online, I just hope that the online service for everyone who enjoys that will be able to withstand it. Like you don't have dropouts every 2 seconds. Or it's not as bad as playing online matches. And I reckon that's pretty cool. Though, being able to have like your show, if this is what it is, without me looking into it too much or being wrong about it. But if I am correct, being able to have your show versus your friend's show and play that online in my GM, I reckon that's awesome. Like as a concept and idea and being implemented, and also being able to like trade superstars and stuff too, if you can do that. If you can't, they should have done that. They should do that in the future. If that's not what it is, then they should do it. If that's what it is, then that is fucking awesome. Honestly, that is really, really cool. If that's what it is. If it's not that, they should make it that. But still, my GM going on online, great welcome update, honestly. I can appreciate that from a game mode that I don't play. Not because I hate it, I'm just too much in the universe mode. I still can appreciate things like that though, like my GM. I can still appreciate what they're doing with it, the fact they brought it back, and they're just making it better every year. So I can appreciate that. Your universe, your way. Now we get into the universe mode stuff, which, as I said, I'm a universe guy, so let's say your universe, your way. WWE 2K's Sandbox mode receives new updates to give players even greater control over their universe experience, including the long-awaited return of promos. The new system includes multiple promo types and outcomes with new cutscenes and branching choices, which is exactly what I want. Could it be a whole lot more better? Yeah, I reckon they're just going to update it every year, like everything else in the game. But from this being the return of it and sort of pushing the restart button on promos and the return of it, I reckon is really good. I reckon it's great. I reckon we're off to a really, really good start, and they're branching off too into new cutscenes. But the thing is, when they say WWE 2K Sandbox mode receives new updates to give players even greater control over their universe experience, I'm hoping it's not just promos are returned and promos are great, but other than that, we haven't really done stuff all to the mode. You know, and I'm a bit worried about that. If they say new updates, they're not really, I don't really think universe mode, and that's where I think they're going to focus the attention on, honestly. If they're going to show off anything universe mode related with the promotion of 2K25, it's going to make the biggest deal out of promos. They're going to make the biggest deal out of that. You know, do I think they've updated anything else? Yes, but it's universe mode hasn't. Honestly, I reckon it's the same thing that's brought promos back. That's what I think. Maybe they've updated and tweaked the little things here and there. Maybe instead of having 4 promos, you can have 6. You know, like 6 rivalry slots. You know, and maybe they might allow you to have triple threat rivalries, something like that. I reckon they've updated that, but I reckon it's the same old universe mode, just a little bit of updates. Maybe triple threat rivalries. Maybe you get 6 rivalry spots on per show. You've also can run a PLE on any day of the week. Or maybe they've literally just said you can have it on a Saturday or a Sunday and just opened it up to say you can have PLEs on the weekend. Or maybe you can have a PLE any week, any day of the week that you want. You know, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they've also said, well, you can either, you know, select to start your universe mode from fresh, or you can do an existing one. I don't know. Like, you know, how when you first get into universe mode, it's already preset. You can either have the preset one, or you can have a default clear one. That's just where the calendar's all clear and you can set up universe mode from scratch, not have to go in there and delete all the shows and do everything, rework everything. Maybe that's an option too, that they've done a little bit of an update. Like, don't get me wrong, these things would be great, but it does, like, being able to have Gold Rush, King of the Ring tournaments to work properly, where it goes from one show, carries on to the next week's show, and culminates and it ends at a PLE. Like, that would be good if they could do that, you know? And I feel like it's not too much to ask. But your universe, your way, I feel like they've just done a little bit of quality of life type of things, but it's same old universe mode, apart from a couple of updates here and there and the return of promos. I still think universe mode is still very much bare bones the same, apart from these return of promos and the little things. But anyway, so that's the universe mode updates. A unified My Rise. Take control of your custom superstar from the women's or men's divisions in a singular multi-gender My Rise storyline, where Bayley, Kevin Owens, and other superstars infiltrate NXT in an attempt to take control of the entire WWE universe. Featuring new brawl environments, I have to stop it there. Featuring new brawl environments, unlockable arenas, characters, and more. Plus new ally storylines involving Jey Uso, Bianca Belair, Seth friggin' Rollins, and other WWE superstars. Which, we go back there. We're not quite into there yet. Your universe, your way. We've got to get back into the My Rise stuff. So a unified My Rise. That sounds interesting, honestly. Again, My Rise is another one of the modes that I don't get into because I'm too busy in universe mode, but as I said. But look, for what it is, it sounds like fun. But the fact that they've taken the separate My Rise stories and then mashed them together like they did previously, it's all right. You know, again, like my GM, whatever updates they do to it is always a welcome change, is always a great welcome update to the mode. So look, I'm glad for people who obsess over the mode or who are just really into it. I hope they get what they want out of it. You know, I hope that 2K updates it and they're happy with it, you know. And don't get me wrong, I've tried My Rise. I reckon it's all right. I reckon it's not too bad, but it's just some things that they need to fix up. You know, it just gets a bit like, and that's where the island irrelevancy comes into it, because that's what I wanted My Rise to be, sort of like a free roam walk around like the old SmackDown games, you know, where you could walk around the arena and do this free roam style thing. That's what the island irrelevancy is. My Rise is its own separate thing. So for what it's worth, and I don't really have much to say on My Rise other than any change is a great welcome change if they do it right. So I reckon they're doing good with the stories and stuff and letting you make decisions. And I reckon it's very interesting. I reckon if I got into it, I would actually quite enjoy it. It's just universe mode, sorry. for me though, but for what it's worth, I reckon that My Rise is still good. A roster for the ages. WWE 2K25 brings you an unparalleled lineup of current superstars from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, plus legends and WWE Hall of Famers. The stacked roster of over 300 playable characters spans multiple generations and features Seth Rollins, Undertaker, The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Wasn't done reading there. It comes up so quickly. You know what? I should really slow it down. I should really slow down that playback speed now that I'm into this stage of things. So a roster for the ages, over 300 playable characters, spans multiple generations, features Seth Rollins, Undertaker, The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley, and more. I reckon that's cool. I reckon that's really, really cool that they've done over 300 playable superstars. Is it the largest roster they've done to date? Don't know. Don't really care. At the end of the day, as long as you've got more than enough superstars to play with. And they've also got current superstars, old, like I love that. I love that they're giving you different generations of WWE. You know, legends, Hall of Famers, Ruthless Aggression, Attitude Era, PG Era, that sort of thing. Like, it's great. And this TNA contract, meaning that you can have, guys like Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, all the rest of it, all these TNA people come in, Joe Hendry, I think it's part of NXT anyway, I think. But anyway, and being able to have these TNA crossover come into the game and do a TNA pack, honestly, that would be really cool. And I love that. I do. And being able to add TNA stars to the roster just adds that bit more to it. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're eating a meal that tastes so good, and then 2K comes and just adds just that little bit of extra herbs and spices, and you didn't think it could taste any better, but they made it, like, that's what I mean. Like, it's just, you've got great, you haven't got perfect, but you got great, and they keep adding just a little bit more cheese to it, and to make it just taste a little bit more better. So, 2K is doing that. That's like the game, you're already enjoying it. We're going to give you some TNA. If they do, I'm hoping they do. I do hope with the TNA contract signing thing with WWE, that's like sort of a merger thing with the games where they can add TNA superstars as a DLC pack to 2K25 and future WWE 2K games. I'd be really looking forward to that. To be honest with you, that'd be a lot better than getting that scrappy WCW stuff. And I know people love the WCW shit, but they've been doing that for a lot of years now. It's boring and stale. How many times have we had the NWO and the Wolf Pack? It's like anything Sting related is good, but like we've had that. Having a TNA pack would be a welcome change from all that WCW shit we've had for so many years. So I would actually love that. Arenas, here we go. Travel up the card while you travel the world. WWE 2K25 gives you access to many popular rings from your favorite WWE events. Honestly, I thought they were going to say something about custom arenas here, but they didn't. But they just, now I don't know, because they've never made a point out of it before. So now that they're kind of making a little bit of point out of it, are they saying, you get popular from, are they trying to make hints at the fact that we could be, for the first time, getting crown jewel arenas? We're getting Saudi Arabian arenas in the game. Please, because I am a fan of keeping the game up to date, even including arenas. Whatever we get on TV, we should get in the game. And the fact that we haven't had any Saudi Arabian arenas, like Crown Jewel, Super Showdown. Yeah, we had Night of Champions arena, and that was a Saudi Arabian thing, but I'm talking about actual, Crown Jewels, Super Showdown, like anything themed around that. And also being able to get the Crown Jewel Championship or the WWE Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Like, I don't think we're going to get that. That's always going to be a community creations thing. Or maybe, like the Snoop Dogg Championship, we might get lucky and it might be like just added as a little DLC bonus thing or in an update. We might get it. That would be really cool if we got the Crown Jewel Championships in the game. But arenas, I'm hoping this is like a little bit of a hint of, for the first time ever, we're bringing Crown Jewel into it, which they should have done from the start. But anyway, if that's what they mean by it, then yeah, cool. I'm here for it. But yeah, we go across the screen there. We get into the next area. Okay, now that here we go. So now we're getting into this stuff. The third person cam is going to be revolutionary. Initially added to follow superstars out as they make their entrances this year, 2K has embodied the third person cam and taken it into every match imaginable, including backstage brawls and Hell in a Cell. Derek said, when you're climbing up the top rope, when you're running on ringside, when you're climbing to the top of the Hell in a Cell, being able to follow the character all the way up and really feel like you're embodying them rather than the standing kind of broadcast view or the classic Grand Cam broadcast view that we've had previously. Sorry, it's a bit hard to read on the white background. So just bear with me if my reading's a bit scrappy on these white backgrounds. But the third person cam. Okay, so that's also something that they seem to be updating every year now. They gave us the different view, so the ramp cam, right? So they gave us the ramp view. so you can actually see the arena in the background. But now that they're actually, like, I didn't expect them to do an update on the camera system. So this seems to be also a thing that they do, that they're going to start doing every year too. I could be wrong. They gave us the ramp camera, so you could see the arena in the background of your matches, which I absolutely love. I keep it on that all the time. But a third-person view, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be very interesting. Will it work? Will it be good? Look, honestly, I reckon that could be fun. Now that I come to think of it, I reckon that could be really a lot of fun. Yeah, where it's just like you're the superstar in the ring and it follows you, and it's like sort of GTA style. But no, I reckon that's creative on 2K's part. That's actually very creative. Yeah, and being able to scale up the cell and have the camera behind them, and that's good because that means that any blind spots in the match won't be blind spots anymore. Like even with the ramp camera and stuff, it's a bit frustrating because you go to the outside of the ring towards the stage area, but at that ring apron there, it gets a bit blind. You get a bit blinded by it, you know, and you can't quite see. So the third-person cam will eliminate all blind spots. You'll be able to have the camera behind your superstar, literally like GTA, and there'll be no blind spots in the match. You'll be able to see exactly what you're doing at all times. I reckon that's going to be actually quite fun. I reckon. Like at first I thought, oh, that's a bit stupid. Why are they trying to make it like Grand Theft Auto? Why are they doing a third-person cam? Like that's a bit weird. But then I'm like, no, you know what? That could actually be quite cool. Eliminates blind spots. You can see what your superstar's doing all the time, and it's just focused on your superstar at all times, which is really, really cool. But they're giving you multiple. You're not locked into it. They're giving you multiple. You could either do the hard cam that's just facing, you know, the standard grand cam as they call it. Ramp view, where you're seeing the arena and the stage in the background. Or you could do third person. No, I reckon this is actually quite creative. Whoever came up with the concept of this idea and implemented it, the team behind it, honestly, they deserve a pat on the back. This is creative. This is really good. So no, I reckon it is. Honestly, I'm actually going to fasten up the playback speed. I reckon we can go to normal now, because it's going to drag. It's going to take too long. So here we go. 2K Showcase is getting rid of slingshot technology and bringing back full cutscenes. Finally, finally, bear with me while I read this little writing. The balance between playing 2K Showcase and watching real-life footage has received positive and negative feedback since its inception. This year's slingshot tech has been removed in favor of allowing players to play the entire matches. I don't know that person's name. Designer at Visual Concept said, we wanted the emphasis of Showcase this year to really be more about playing than it is watching. And I think that was kind of what we were hearing the last few years. So this time, we really want to give it back to the players. Couldn't agree with that more. Yeah, there were some people that didn't mind the slingshot from, you know, real life video being played to, you know, going back into the match. No, they need to bring back commentary, get rid of that generic bloody no copyright music, have commentary in the matches, calling what's going on, just like real life. And the fact that it's now cutscenes, they're starting to bring 2K Showcase back to life now. You know, they're actually breathing life back into Showcase, which is great. I reckon people are actually going to have quite a bit of fun with Showcase this year, because you're getting full cutscenes, you're getting where you can branch out and you can actually say, well, what if Cody lost and didn't finish the story or something like that, dream matches. I love this. I love how they look at every individual sort of game mode and they say, how can we update this but add its own little special element to the update? You know, think about it. We're getting the Island of Relevancy. My Rise, they did, instead of doing two separate for female stories for male and female, they put them back together again. My GM, they've put that online. You know, Universe mode is having the return of promos and its own little updates and fixes, I guess, here and there. With it, you know, like every mode is getting something special. And that's what I feel like is kind of like in their meetings every year. They say, all right, what are we going to do to my GM? What are we going to do with the Universe, My Rise, Fuck my faction. Nobody cares about that. You know, and just all these different game modes. And really put the emphasis on, okay, what returning match types or what new match types are we going to do? What quality to life features are we going to do? What are we going to do with Backstage Brawl? And, you know, showcase mode. What is the fans' feedback been on the slingshot tech? Okay, some people really like it, some people really hate it. More of the majority of people don't like it. So we're going to do cutscenes. Because if you want to watch that, go on Netflix. All right? You're not playing a game so you can watch what you've already watched. You're playing the game to play a game. You want cutscenes, right? That's why you're playing a game for. You don't want it to slingshot to real life video of what you've already watched the past 4 years. That's really annoying. So I reckon they got more negative feedback than positive. I reckon they're just saying that. So, but really, no, I don't reckon really the majority, like 98% of people probably would have said, no, we don't like it. Some people would have said we don't mind it, but still, I'm really happy that they did that. I'm really happy that they got away from that. So this is the price point. AUD, you see this? The standard edition. Sorry, I was zooming in there. Wasn't quite working for me. There we go. Standard edition. Oh, what does I keep doing that for? $119. Deadman edition, $159. And the Bloodline edition, $200. This is AUD. I've heard everyone in America and everyone, like I've heard all the Yanks and everyone whinge about, oh, it's not that much, is it? Come to Australia, even New Zealand is a bit more expensive than even Australia, I think. It's ridiculous. I think like in New Zealand, it's $210 for the Bloodline edition. Why are they stinging so much for it? They don't have to make physical copies of the disc anymore and the game covers and stuff. That's more of just like we're just doing it as like a mascot thing. That's the reason why we get cover reveals now and shit, because it's just everyone's used to having, we need a cover for the game, don't we? Yes, we do, right? But it's not for a hard copy anymore. You know, it's just for like the digital editions, who's going to be the cover, who's the star of the show, essentially, of the game. But yeah, I looked at these prices because I was thinking, oh, okay, I reckon the most that the Bloodline edition is going to be is probably around $140, $150. I say, holy shit, $200 for this? And I look at what you're getting. Like, I honestly do look at what you're getting. You know, so let me zoom in here. WWE 2K25 up to 7-day early access, which is really, really good, by the way. I love it when it's up to 7 days. When it says with 3 days or 2 days prior, who gives a shit? I can wait the extra 2 days. But up to 7 days, so up to a week prior, the Bloodline Edition bonus pack, Deadman Edition bonus pack, Ringside Pass, White 6-pack, The Rock Nation of Domination pack, WWE 2K24 Standard Edition. Could have done without the WWE 2K24 Standard Edition. I don't know why I don't know. I reckon that was just added on there to say, hey, you're getting a full game. So, you know, it's an extra $100 or some shit like that. The Rock Nation of Domination pack. Look, it's good for retro versions of The Rock and old superstars, you know, Farouk and stuff. Yeah, okay. Not really too excited about that. White 6-pack. Definitely excited for that. Ringside Pass, which is to be able to unlock everything from the get-go, I guess. Deadman Edition bonus pack, the Bloodline Edition bonus pack, and up to 7 days early access. Honestly, they're the things I'm more looking forward to. You know, the Nation of the Rock Nation of Domination, WWE 2K24. Yeah, all right. But the Bloodline Edition, $200. That's what I'm getting. That's why it's highlighted here in this section. It's like, okay. But it's still annoying though. It's still very, very, very annoying. That it's $200. Like honestly, it shouldn't be that much. You know? Come on, 2K. You're stinging us a bit too much on that one. But with that being said, and we're gonna go back to, where is it? Here. Getting to where it shows off the covers. There we go. So, this being your WWE 2K25 and all the features and everything that we know so far, And they released a shit ton of information. They did. More information than I thought that they were going to release. I am happy with what they're doing. Yes, it is technically just an updated version of 2K24 with some snazzy add-ons. But they still get me coming back every year. They still get me saying, like, I'm pretty sure I spent $160 on the 40 years of WrestleMania edition, or a bit more, like 160 or 180. You know, so this being a $20 difference, but still, like $200 for a game with some bonus content. But that's where they sting you, though. All the DLC shit. That's where they sting you. Honestly, I'm excited for the return of promos. I'm excited for the Underground match. I'm excited to hear more information. Do I think we're getting the I Quit match? Do I think we're getting any major updates on Universe Mode other than tiny little updates, quality of life things, tiny little updates and fixes and promos? Promos is a big thing for Universe Mode and the Underground and intergender matches. What else are we going to get? So the Underground match, intergender matches, the third person cam, all that, my GM being online, Universe Mode with the return of promos, cool, but do I think we're going to get any new match types? Backstage Brawl's going to have an update, obviously. Maybe they unlock a new area to where the locker rooms are, or maybe something else. Maybe we get the gorilla position just before you walk out, behind the curtain. You know, I reckon we're not going to get any other match types. I'd be surprised if we did. I'd be surprised if they came out and said, the I Quit match. Now, the only thing I didn't mention was chain wrestling. Am I good on chain wrestling? It's kind of like the Trading Blows minigame. The Trading Blows minigame really pissed me off. Like, it got annoying. It really did, so I just turned it off. Chain wrestling, if it happens mid-match, if it's the starter match, I'm okay with it. It's fine, yes. But I'm not really a fan of it starting a match. I'm more of okay with chain wrestling being in the middle of a match or being at the end of a match. I'm not too much of a fan of that's how you start a match. I know a lot of people are a fan of chain wrestling being the start of a match thing. I have my own little grapple system thing that I like to do, you know, in certain matches for PLEs and Raw and SmackDown and stuff. I do my own thing with it. I got my own little combos that I put together. So starting a match off with chain wrestling, it's like I want chain wrestling, but I only want it in the middle and end of my match. You know, I don't want it starting off my match. Look, it's going to be a bit annoying in order to have it in the middle and the ending of a match. It's going to be annoying if every match starts out like that. It's going to be annoying. You know, I don't want my matches starting out with a chain wrestling thing. I'm okay with it, but just not to start the match. That's all I ask. I just don't want it starting my matches. I'm okay with it in the middle and the ending. That's how I feel about chain wrestling. I'm okay with it, but it gets a bit tedious. It gets a bit annoying if it starts every match or most matches like that. I'm just going to end up bloody turning it off because it's going to annoy me. I reckon if it doesn't do it at the start of matches, or if it does it rarely, not as much as I think, if it doesn't annoy me, then I'm okay with it. But if it starts to annoy me, I'll turn it off. Just like the Trading Blows mini game. I tried that out a couple of times. I gave it a fair go. It started to annoy me. I was getting in the flow of my matches and it just started to annoy me. When it slows down the pace a bit, I'm like, oh, I was actually getting into it a bit. I turned this feature off. I could do without this feature, honestly. Like, I appreciate them bringing it back, but please give us the option, just like the Trading Blows minigame, to be able to turn chain wrestling off if it annoys us. Cool, thank you, I appreciate it, but that's just my opinion on it. Anyway, all in all, I am getting WWE 2K25, the Bloodline Edition. Despite the price point is ridiculous, but it is a game that is more than worth it, in my opinion. So, from what I've seen from 2K25, super looking forward to it, super pumped they're getting that Excite train going. But, as always, thank you for watching this episode of SMS Games Talk WWE 2K25, OTC trailer, screenshots and news. And as always, if you ain't gaming it, if you ain't playing it, it ain't worth shit. Take care, guys.